Hello. So we have had a little bit of a long day today, but I wanted to come on and just talk to y'all a little bit about what to post on social media. Because I know that is something that a lot of people will come to me and say, I don't know what to post. I want to post and show up consistently, but like what content do I put out? How many videos do I make? How many reels do I make? Do I make them funny? Am I supposed to make them about my product? How often do I sell my stuff? Okay, apparently my signal is not strong. I'm not sure what's going on here. But that is something that I wanted to come on and talk about. And don't worry, this is not going to be like a social media content schedule. We're all on different schedules. We have different audiences. What works for one person may not work for someone else. And I do believe in content scheduling, like day one, you post this, day two. I have the day five rotation that you guys, pretty much all y'all know about. However, once you get to where you have passed like the baby stages of social media, I don't believe that anymore. I just believe that you kind of go with the flow, use your intuition, and show up authentically. But to keep your content fresh, we're going to kind of go over what benchmarks maybe. So if you're getting ready to post, you're going to ask yourself a few questions before you put the post up to decide if it's something you actually should be sharing with your audience and if it is making sense or if it's just wasting social media real estate. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you don't know who I am, I'm Tanya Johnson. I'm the founder of the Boss Mom Co. I woke up with a migraine this morning, so you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, just like I tell my kid. But basically, I founded the Boss Mom Co. because I had been in network marketing for multiple years at that point. I had been at the top of the leaderboards, I'd been on stage speaking, and I was just looking left and looking right. And all of the tactics that were being taught were incredibly spammy. They were not sustainable for full-time moms who were homeschooling their kids. And I mean, let's face it, homeschooling is already a full-time job. So it just wasn't something that was sustainable unless you wanted to be on your phone 24/7. So I created the Boss Mom Company in order to show women how to work smarter instead of harder and really capitalize on the social media world without giving up all of their precious family time. So if you find value in any of these pieces, feel free to share them. We are actually going to do a giveaway on this YouTube channel as soon as we hit 500 subscribers. So if you want to share this out, help us get to 500, and then you'll be part of a really fun giveaway that we're going to do. So with this, a lot of y'all in here are part of the Boss Mom Creator Club that is dropping this month. So it's a pre-launch course where I'm going to teach you how to make digital products, and we're going together to go into the trenches of social marketing, and we're really just going to show you how to pave a way, make a way, and do your own business. So what I want you to do is you can start implementing these tips now, because if you start showing up on social media and basically priming your social media audience for your product to drop, then you're going to have a much better start when you do finish creating your product. You're going to have a much better start and a faster success than if you don't show up at all on social media until your product drops. So keep that in mind as well. I would start posting tomorrow if I were you. Think about what product you're wanting to post or what product you're wanting to make. Kind of align all of your posts with that product, and I'll give you a few examples in a minute. If you have no idea what product you want to make, that's fine. Just keep them simple mom posts, but again, aligned with the F.R.E.S.H formula. So F is for funny. Now, funny posts are something that's going to get a lot of engagement. It's going to entertain people. So it's going to keep them coming back to look at your page of like, oh, what is she posting now? Like, this is hilarious. And honestly, it's just going to get more eyes on your content. Funny posts are the ones that everyone likes to share. You guys have seen it all over the internet. You post a funny meme, and all of a sudden it blows up, and everyone and their mom is sharing it. So it's typically not going to get you a lot of followers unless your whole brand is funny, which I typically would warn against. I wouldn't make a whole brand as something funny. It's just really hard to sell something that way. But I would sprinkle in plenty of funny content because it's just going to get people coming back to your page and sharing your stuff. It helps the algorithm, Facebook and Instagram like it. So fresh. F is funny. R is going to be responsive. So these are going to be the ones that specifically you're posting in order to get engagement. Now, I know, drop me a one if you've seen posts like apple cider or hot chocolate, which do you like? No rhyme or reason. You know the poster is only posting because they need to get comments to boost the algorithm. Or ketchup or mustard. I hate mustard on my hot dog. What do you think? Like literally nothing to do with their brand, doesn't help anybody. It's just engagement bait, we call it. That is not what I'm teaching you guys how to do. I'm teaching you guys how to show up and create a responsive post that naturally gets people to comment, not in a spammy, here's 150 comments and I'm not going to respond to any of them because I didn't care. I just wanted comments. People catch on to that. I remember when I was brand new into the creation space, we were taught to do this because, again, we were super spammy. There was a graphic with a whole bunch of different cuts of steak, and it went from like basically burnt to basically raw, and it had numbers above them, and you posted it and you said, I love my steak number one. What about you? Or number whatever we liked. And you'd get a crap ton of comments. Those people never bought anything. Those people were not on your page for very long. They just randomly saw it, commented underneath it. So for, 5 or 10 minutes, you got a whole bunch of engagement. Not really. It usually lasts like 24 hours. Facebook saw that you were getting a lot of engagement and your next post was usually boosted a little bit. But nothing was long term. It was very much just a spam post to get engagement, fake engagement, obviously. It's not even real. Um, what we want to do is we want to create connections. We want a response post so we can create conversations in the comment section and connect with our audience. So we're not looking for a post to get 200 comments. If it does, awesome. You're going to be busy for a while, but we would rather have 5 or 10 genuine comments that you can have conversations now with and make connections than 200, ooh, I love mustard. Ooh, I love ketchup. Ooh, I love hot cider. Just kidding, hot chocolate. Because there's no connection behind it. You're just fishing for comments. So here's a good one. No, okay. I'll give you a good example, and then I'll give you a good one that you can actually do tomorrow, or even tonight. I guess it's only 5:45 here. I don't know what time it is where you're at. But an example is yesterday I posted a picture of my kid. She was reading a book in the pool. She literally was homeschooling in the pool, and so I just posted it, and I posted this in a couple groups that I'm in that I use for engagement as well. I posted a picture of her reading and I said, this is the desk of choice, I guess, today for my daughter. Where is the craziest place that you've seen your kid homeschool? And so I had several comments on the different groups that I'm in. I'm just having conversations and I'm creating connections with these women. And what's happening is they're coming to my page and they're seeing my freebie post and they're joining my email list. And now they are warming up to become a lead to end up being a customer of mine. So if you can use responsive posts to really create genuine connections, it will lead you to sales, but you have to go into it with the notion that you're doing it to create a connection, not that you're doing it just to get a bunch of comments. So if you are part of the Boss Mom Creator course and you have a product in mind that you're wanting to make, I know a couple of y'all in here are doing some like Bible reading plans as a freebie magnet, which I think is so awesome, especially for my type of audience. So you can go on your page and you can say, hey, I'm thinking about creating a Bible reading plan. If I put this out for free, would you like to receive it, or would you download it, or however you want to word it? Get people's feedback on it. Now you can create some conversations in the middle of there. You will get a lot more comments probably than you're able to respond to. But whatever you're thinking about creating, create a conversation around it. So maybe you're creating a kid habit planner or habit tracker. Hey, and I actually did this. I did this a couple of months ago when I first started my Boss Kids line. I said, hey, I'm thinking about putting out some habit trackers for kids. Right now, I think I had unicorns, space, dinosaurs. I had one other one that was more geared toward girls. I remember what it was. I said, what other themes would you like to see? And I had a whole bunch of really good responses, had some connections in the comment section, and I had a lot of good ideas come from it too. So ours for responsive, create those pieces of content that are designed for people to comment on and have genuine connections, not just like comment bait. So again, keeping your content fresh. The content you should be posting is funny, responsive, emotional. Now, emotional, these are going to be your storytelling posts. So these are going to be posts about why your clients love your products. They're going to be testimonials. They're going to be posts about why you created a certain thing or you created a certain course. You're wanting your audience to feel what you felt when you decided to do this. You want them to feel what they need to feel in order to buy your product. Don't get it wrong, guys. Emotional posts are usually with the intent of selling something. So you're going to hit on a pain point that's going to lead them to your product, which is the solution to the pain point. Now, again, I'm just going to use the habit tracker as a example because I did this and I got a lot of sales from it. So part of the Boss Kids pack that people buy comes with a chore chart for their kids. And so I'll put a picture of my kid up holding her little chore chart. And I talked about how she used to hate doing chores. It was a battle. Now she wakes up and asks to start doing them and asks to start checking things off her chore chart because she loves doing the little system and coloring the little unicorn and putting the little check marks on the chart. And true story. That's like it's super changed our way that we do responsibilities in our house. And I love it because it's not a fight anymore. And so I'm telling them where I was. My daughter hated doing the chores. Where we are now, my daughter loves them because of this chore system that we have that is now for sale. And then where they could be as well. If you're struggling with your own kid doing chores, check this out. I was away from my page for a couple of days. My interaction went so down. And you know what? I don't worry about the interaction. You want to worry about the value and about the quality because you want people coming back to your page because they're physically coming back to your page, not because the algorithm throws you up in their newsfeed. Yes, that's a plus if you can get new eyes like that. But if the only time people are seeing your things is when they pop up randomly in your newsfeed, you're not doing your job. And I'm not saying you, Jade, I'm saying you, as in everyone listening and myself included. You want to show up on social media in a way where people are coming to your page, they're typing your name in to see what you've posted that day because your content is so good and so valuable to them and to their needs. So I don't rely on the algorithm. I used to train on the algorithm. I used to make sure I was up to date on everything. And I was, training on all the do's and don'ts of the algorithm. The algorithm changes so much. The algorithm can go suck a doorknob, okay? The algorithm doesn't even matter in my business anymore. I don't worry about engagement. I worry about those people that I'm intentionally creating relationships with that are coming back and back and back. And then side note to that is you need to absolutely make sure you're building an email list. You don't own social media. Social media, the algorithm can tank or do whatever. Do you do a Facebook page group? So Alyssa, I have a Facebook page like my normal Facebook page, just a regular, not a business page. And that's what I use for all of my stuff. I do have a business page. I don't actually use it for anything. I created it because you had to have one to have a business page for Instagram, and I needed to see my insights over there. So I have it. It's linked to my Instagram. If I post on Instagram, it goes straight to Facebook. But I think you're asking if I actually use a Facebook page for sales. No, I get nothing off my Facebook page. All of my sales come from my Facebook business page, rather. All of my sales come from my personal Facebook page. And that's why I'm loving the pinned posts as well. You get a really good post. Like my pinned post right now is a lead magnet that gets them directly onto my email list. Now, again, you've got to be good at branding or no one's going to be coming to your Facebook page unless it's your mom trying to look at her grandkids. So you got to make sure that you have pinpointed a brand and you are right there. Instagram is where I would say 75% of my sales come from. 25 come from my regular Facebook page. Now, this group right here, I don't have a group to sell things. Oh my goodness, y'all, I've been in South Carolina for 2 months and I just did sale. I don't have a group to sell things. This is the only group I have on Facebook that is active. I have a couple I've toyed with when I was like deep into network marketing. But as far as right now, what I'm doing, and they never work to get sales anyways, like the VIP groups people try to do, those are a complete waste of time. There's one type of group that does work, and we'll probably get into that a little bit later. We don't need to right now, but if you're network marketing, for what we're doing, no. I don't have an accent. That's the thing. I don't have an accent. I'm from New Mexico. I have like a weird little accent, and sometimes it comes out when I'm around Southern people because it's like I don't know, it's a blend. It's not a Southern accent, but we say some words funny, is what I've been told my whole life. So finding the right people on Instagram, Alyssa, it really just comes down to branding. If you have that brand, and that's why I tell people to hire a coach. Like it's hard to look at that from the outside or from the inside it's easy, someone like me, to come in from the outside and be like, hey, this, and this is what you need to change. So keep that in mind as well. If you really feel like you're stuck and you feel like you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, and again, I'm not saying you, Alyssa, I'm saying you, anyone listening to this, you feel like you're doing every single thing that you're supposed to be doing and you still aren't finding your people, go hire a coach. That's exactly what I did. That's literally what I tell everybody to do. So keeping your content fresh. We did F is for funny, R is for responsive, E is for emotional. Again, the emotional sales, or the emotional posts, you're specifically driving them to buy something. The one I did this morning on my page talks about how I was in network marketing for so many years. And actually, I'm not going to lie, I don't remember which one I posted because I wrote 6 of them this morning to schedule out posts. But I think the one I posted this morning, in network marketing for 7 years and busted my butt, and I spoke on stage and I did all the things, and I thought I was going to be happy, but I wasn't. Now, one, I know who I'm speaking to, right? I'm specifically speaking to network marketers for that post. I'm hitting on the pain point. So many leaders feel this because I was friends with all of them. So I know all the behind the scenes thing. They're making all the money, but they aren't happy because they don't feel like there's a purpose because they're working for the money. They don't even know what their end goal is supposed to be because they've been told the whole time, you need to work for the money. Why the heck do you need the money? And so I talk about how I worked for the money, I got the money, I replaced my income, I did all the things I set out to do, and I still wasn't happy. And why? It's because I wasn't enjoying my life. I was on my phone 24/7. I didn't even know what my end goal was. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life to like feel fulfilled. And so that's why I created the Boss Mom Branding Bootcamp, because I wanted to be able to show women how to brand themselves on social media and actually enjoy the life they're creating and get off their freaking phones. Social media should be a tool for us to make money, not a tool that runs our life. That's why a lot of y'all message me and it takes me like 2 days to get back to you because I don't live on social media anymore. I did at one point because that's what I was being taught. No one taught me work smarter instead of harder. So what I want to do is show up and show y'all how to work smarter and not harder. And that's exactly what I do through these free trainings and free resources I put out. And I don't know, I love all the feedback I get from you guys. So keep it coming. Now, S in the F.R.E.S.H acronym is sales. There's a time and a place to sell your product. And it's not something that's like a big bad word where, oh, we can't do sales. We can't do a sales post. No, you can absolutely do a sales post. Now, your whole feed shouldn't be sales posts. And it's going to look different if you're in a network marketing company versus your own company. When I was deep into my network marketing company, you can't just post a picture of your product with a link. No one's going to buy it because they can buy it from 100,000 other people. You have to be doing the curiosity marketing, which takes a whole lot more work. And that's what I found out. It was awesome. I was getting people come to me, but I was in my phone all the time because I was having to close everyone in the messenger. Now, again, you can do the freebie funnels, and that's something that we're teaching inside of that Boss Mom Creator course that we're doing. But it's still easier if it's just your own business. I'm not going to lie to you. If it's your own business, you can say, hey, so for a sales post, you want to create urgency. For a sales post, it's going to be something like, hey, the next 5 people that order the Boss Mom Business Planner today are going to also get a free throw in the blank, like whatever you're offering. And then you drop your link, and as soon as the people order, you shut it off. So it is very simple to throw up a sales post and create the urgency and get those sales that come in. Now, when it comes to people who get really good at selling, you sell on a lot of your other posts as well without people even knowing that you're selling. So you can sell on the emotional posts. Well, the emotional post is all about selling. I guess I told you that. But you're doing it in a way that's not, hey, go buy my product. You're just telling a story and creating the emotion. And it makes them want to go buy the product you're talking about, even if you didn't tell them to go buy the product you're talking about. Yeah. So rarely are you going to see anything on my page that's just like a straight sales post. Usually it's going to be one of the other posts because I've gotten really, really good at selling, and that's what I'm turning around and teaching you guys how to do. And then the last one is going to be helpful. These are really easy to sell. And guys, especially if you don't mind doing live videos for some of these categories, really easy to sell because they can see your personality And you can be talking about a whole nother subject and throw in something about a product that you really love, and it drives people to go buy it from you. It's not a sales post. You're dripping, which you all have heard me talk about dripping content before. If you haven't watched the video, make sure you head over to the YouTube replay of this in about an hour. I'll make sure I link the dripping video for you. It's basically where you're selling without selling. So everything that you're doing on social media right now, you shouldn't look at it as social media. This is now business media. Your page is specifically to make money. So no longer are we sharing random cat videos. No longer are we sharing 55 billion pictures of our kids with no captions. You're just popping pictures up there to save them to Facebook. There's a way to do that without showing everybody. um, but you're using your social media as a business platform without having to pay for it. So if you're going to use a free platform like this to build a business, you have to be smart about it, which is why we're talking about what to show up and post on Facebook. So helpful is going to be education posts. Now, you have to educate around the niche of your page, or no one's going to tune into your videos or your posts. Because again, it doesn't have to be a video, but I do find that the educational stuff comes across really good as a video or as a carousel post on Instagram. If you don't know what a carousel post is, it's the ones that have the post that you can swipe, and it has like 6 pictures in one. So it's one picture, you swipe, see another, swipe, see another, swipe, see another. Those do really well right now. Now, if you're watching this in a year, maybe not. Yes, Alyssa, I will drop or on the YouTube replay, I'll have the dripping video. What if you haven't been doing this way? Yeah, start now. It's always better to start now than wait for like the perfect timing. It doesn't matter. I can tell you, I started doing it this way 4 years into my business. And for the whole 4 years, what we were taught, now this was way back old school when social media was like kind of a new thing when it came to social media, social marketing. We were taught to post, kid you not, on the hour, every hour, 10 times a day. And it wasn't like a fun post. It was, buy my product. It does this. Join my team for this much money. I make this much money. Look at this before and after. Look at her belly. It was spam, 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 spam. So when I started showing up using the branding stuff that I'd been learning, I didn't get any feedback for like 3 or 4 months. And that's a long time when you're showing up every single day because people are so used to tuning me out already. Because I was just like freaking spammy Sammy all over there. Like stories weren't a thing. I started in 2016. So stories weren't a thing yet. Live video wasn't even a thing when I started. And then when we did get live video, everyone just went live talk about their products. It wasn't educational at all. It was just, ooh, look at my unicorn drink. You need to drink this and you'll have hair as hot mess as mine is right now. You get my drift. It was just no one wanted to tune into them anymore because all it was people trying to sell things. So it took me months to build up credibility because that's what branding gives you. Branding gives you instant credibility. It creates a professional feel to your page, which is awesome. But then you got to do it for a few months before people really catch on. It's like, oh, she really is changing. She's not just trying to do this to get sales. Because that's honestly what they're going to think first off. Now, again, if you don't have a brand, highly recommend get a brand because it creates the instant credibility and it drives up sales. So, in short, a lot of what I post on social media, or everything actually I post on social media, I follow the F.R.E.S.H format. So I keep my content fresh all the time. It's either a funny post, a responsive post, an emotional post, a sales post, or a helpful post. And I'm going to tell you, funny, probably. Now, these aren't exact numbers. You get to play around with this. For me, I create 5 funny posts every 2 weeks and post them. Now, in addition to that, I have 5 or 10 funny reels every 2 weeks that I post. And I know it's every 2 weeks because that's when I batch my content. So I know how much I'm putting out in a 2-week period. Responsive posts, I can make those out of anything. Those I don't really create in advance. Those are things that happen naturally. So like yesterday when my kid was in the pool, I was like, ooh, I can easily make this a responsive post. This is where my kid's homeschooling. Where does your kid love to homeschool? And it relates 100% to my audience, and I can create those conversations. Emotional, I create those in advance. I typically will create them and then I post them when a picture comes up, like a picture opportunity comes up that fits along with the words that I posted. Um, Sales posts, again, I typically only do like a straight sales post maybe once a week. I don't do anything crazy. Now I'll do some sales slides in my stories, usually several times a week. And then helpful, that's all my live video. So helpful, I typically will do a helpful post like every day, 6, 7, 8 times a week was when I'll show up with a helpful one. It might be a reel, it might be a post, it might be a carousel, it might be a live video. Again, you want to use all the mediums as well, because if you're only posting quotes, people get sick of that. If you're only posting selfies or reels with just your face, people get sick of that. If you're only going live, you don't ever have any static posts, people get sick of that. If you're only posting pictures of your kid, only posting pictures of this, only posting this, like people get sick of that. So you want to be able to kind of mix them all into where when you look at your grid on Instagram or you scroll through your Facebook, it's not, okay, here's Tanya's face, Tanya's face, Tanya's face, Tanya's face, or here's quote, 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 or here's product, 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 product. So the rule of thumb I kind of have is if my last post had my face in it, like this is a live video. So on my grid, it's going to show up as my face. Then my next post is not going to have my face in it. If my last post was a quote, my next post is not going to be. If my last post had a call to action and it was a little bit on the salesy side, my next few posts will have nothing to do with my business. So you just want to make sure that you are not overloading your audience or boring your audience. So I hope that helped. And I will drop that comment I'll drop a comment, guys. I will drop the link for the other video. Like I said, it'll be in the YouTube replay. So as soon as it's up, I'll link it up top of this video in this page so you can find it. All my other links are always under there. And then until next time, this is Tanya, and I am reporting to you from the social marketing trenches because, again, right there with y'all. So sharing with you what works, and I hope that this was helpful today. Talk to y'all later.